know, indoor season is upon us. And one of the things that I know about indoor season and that you know about indoor season is that I take it very seriously. This year will be the first indoor season that I have ever played after such a large gap of not playing indoor volleyball. If you noticed, I haven't been playing volleyball very much. And that's because of everything that's been going on, but also because I'm back in school. If you didn't already know, I'm studying to be an occupational therapist. And that means that it requires a lot of my time, mental focus, and a lot of cocoa, okay? So I try my best to upload and stay consistent on our schedule so that way we can make sure to stay consistent. One of the things that I'm really happy about this time around when we're playing volleyball is that I will have the chance to kind of revamp my growth and continue to build onto skills. I'm making sure to film when I play volleyball so that way we can still keep up with the volleyball vlogs and all of that, because I think it's important for me to see those memories and I like looking back at them, and for you guys to see gameplay. But today I want to talk about what are some things and ways that you can stretch before volleyball in order to stay loose, and the importance of stretching. I, for one, have taken stretching very seriously when I should have taken it seriously back when I was younger. I thought I could do anything. I had the invincibility complex and it caught up with me, let me tell you that. So we're going to talk about the importance of stretching today. So stretching is something that is so very essential when playing volleyball, in any sport really. Stretching is when we're making sure that our muscles have the elasticity in them so that way they don't damage, tear, and get to a point of no repair. It's important to stretch before exercise because it gets your muscles warm. So sometimes you'll hear people say warming up or warming up, and you'll see your volleyball warm up, and that's just a way of you stretching and getting your body ready. So for me, stretching might look a little different than it does for you because I'm not playing necessarily on a team anymore, but I am playing volleyball in a recreational and league level. So my stretching routine looks a little bit different. But I want to lay this into you. If you remember anything, I'm gonna give it to you. Stretching is important. Do not take it for granted. You have one body only. Take care of it like you love it, because if you do for it, it will do for you. So make sure you're stretching, especially those parts of our body that we tend to use a lot in volleyball. Your legs, your arms, your back, everything. Make sure you stretch everything, because the better you stretch, the more likely you won't get injured. So for me, as I've gotten older, you guys know my birthday's right around the corner. In the comments below, guess how old I'm gonna be? Nobody better say 50, because I swear I'm not 50. Okay. But for me, stretching, I have to spend a little bit more time because number one, my body's a lot older than you guys. And number two, I want to make sure to get as warm as possible, because as we get older, just the sweet beauty of aging, as we get older, our muscle elasticity changes, our body changes, aging. Okay, so today I'm going to take you through my stretching routine and implement some stretches that I think are really helpful for you guys in preparing you for volleyball. Let's get right into it. So one thing that you guys do a lot when you're playing volleyball is you like to warm up by jogging, running, and that's a really great warm up. But what do you do if you don't have enough space to do that? One thing I like to do is I like to walk my dogs. Ta-da! Walking my dogs is a great way for me to get warm up, and this is outside of volleyball. This is just maintain activity. I like to walk my dogs in order to maintain activity, get my steps in. I have a Fitbit. Do you have a Fitbit? I have a Fitbit to kind of get my steps in and make sure that my body is limber and loose. But one of the things that I like to do before I do play volleyball is sometimes I will jog around the volleyball court to get my legs ready. Sometimes I walk around the volleyball court to get my legs ready. You guys have a traditional warm-up routine that if you want to see a video on that, I will walk you through that. But one thing that I'm really grateful for is I have the opportunity to get a Treadly. And Treadly, if you don't already know, is a wonderful, tiny, small, mini treadmill that gives me the chance to walk inside my home. I have pretty bad allergies, so I like to stay inside, especially when the seasons are changing like they are now, because Coco will be all stuffed up and you just won't see me forever. So I'm so grateful that Treadly gave me this treadmill, and I'm going to show you some of it now and talk about a little bit more about what I do to warm up. Now, ever since the beginning of everything that's been going on, I have been so stressed trying to figure out a way that I can still be active while in my house. At the beginning of everything that's been going on, I did a lot of walking outside. However, I quickly realized my allergies were much more severe than I thought they were, and Coco quickly became puffed up. So I had to find another solution. That's when I came across the Treadly. The Treadly is a wonderfully and expertly designed mini treadmill that is so small it fit inside of my home. It's not loud, and I'm able to get all of my steps in every single day because I can walk on it anytime. One of the things that really drew me to it was its small and very smart design, but also the fact that I can walk any time of day. I really needed something that I could do after I get home from school because you're sitting in that desk all day, and something that I can do and not bother my fiance because some other treadmills, things can get a little crazy. It can sound super loud. It's bulky. You can't put it anywhere. And a lot of you guys have said you have some space concerns. Also, the Treadly was really affordably priced, and I was able to have it and make it a great option for those who are looking for something in their life that they can walk with. So I'm going to have the link to the Treadly down below in the description box. I really suggest that you take a look at it because it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Christmas gift, and it's a great way for you to stay active between your seasons, especially if you're concerned with everything going on. If you don't already know, stretching is a big priority. You should be making your stretching routine something that's individual to you that you can utilize every time you play volleyball. It's important because our bodies are unique and they have the wonderful ability to be able to heal, to stretch, to protect you, but that only really happens if you protect yourself. So make sure you do that by stretching. I'm going to demonstrate some of my absolute favorite stretches that I've been implementing recently, and this changes depending on when I'm playing and as I get older. So let's take a look at some of these stretches, and if you want to use them in your routine. Bouncing is the worst thing that you can do when you're stretching because it can really cause injury because that means you're bouncing on your joints. Your joints have a lot of elasticity to protect your muscles, and that's something that we absolutely need. So make sure you take your time transitioning through these stretches and you're not going quickly through. So that means that I'm going down to my stretch, and I like doing this deep sitting stretch because it really, I can feel it activate in my hamstrings, and I straighten my back up to get that lower back because I also get some lower back injury sometime, and you can really do stretches that really are in areas that you think are important. I like the shoulder stretch because it opens up each of my shoulders because I hit a lot and I got to make sure to take the time to warm and activate my shoulders, especially when I know I'm going to be swinging. A deep lunge is a great thing. Lunges, I used to hate them because I always felt like my knees were really rickety. So make sure you take your time through these lunges. I like to do this deep lunge, and I'm making sure to take my time through it so that way I can make sure to get a full stretch without feeling any pain. I go to the point of just a little bit resistance, hold it, and then I transition to the next stretch. If you are feeling pain through your stretches, it is best to contact a medical professional or an athletic trainer to get some recommendations on how you can better stretch. You guys know during the quarantine, I've been doing a lot of yoga. I'm in love with the Cobra pose. It feels so good in my lower back. And then I do, is this the cradle? I cannot remember. Or child's pose. Yeah. So I go all the way down and go Cobra, and then I go to child's pose, and I just rotate those poses. And I do these on the daily. Like, these are things that, like, you wake up, you got a crick in your back, go ahead and hit into child's pose, get your back right, feeling good. It feels really nice. So don't feel like stretches are something that you need to hurry up and rush so you can pepper. I've been there. I've been super excited to go pepper. So take your time. So we have a cat and cow. The cat, like the cat arching the back, and the cow, moo. So I take my time to stretch that through my back. Cat and cows also feel really good. So I do a couple of cat and cows to stretch my back. And you can do stretches for however long you want to. You've seen those people who take it really seriously. You've seen some people who don't go really fast. You choose the best time for you. Getting an ankle and a hamstring and quadricep stretch, making sure my legs are properly activated and warm, especially since you guys have seen me sprain my ankle on camera. You guys have seen me waddle out the gym on camera. But I'm taking my stretching seriously. I'm changing. So that's all that matters, right? We get better and better every year. Every day is a growth. That's what we want. All 2021. It's growth. I love it. We love to see it. So once again, not going to the point of pain, just a little bit of resistance. And then I'm making sure to take my time and alternate between them as much as I need. I do notice that my left side has a little bit more resistance on it. That's because my left side is my non-dominant side. I often don't do things with my left side, trying to change that, but I do see a little resistance with that. So I'm going to take extra time to stretch that side. Then downward dog. You guys have seen me do this in previous videos. Downward dog is a yoga pose. And with downward dog, what you're going to do is you're going to sit your heels back into the pose because you want to get the deepest stretch possible. So look at my heels going back. Some people can go all the way back. They're gifted, okay? And I'm stretching all the way back, actually feeling my hamstrings, my lower back, and my calves. Coming forward. And then I'm going to an upward dog. Oh, you saw that flip? You can tell I've been practicing, right? I know. Looks so good. Downward dog to upward dog. Those videos on tape are working for me. And you might have stretches that work individually for you. If you do, put a stretch down in the comments. I've been doing a lot of this in my lab class, which is shaking side to side. And this is just letting my arms go loose. So that way I can really let my shoulders activate. It just feels really nice. And some stretches feel really nice. So I shake side to side and get my hands loose, my arms loose, because I want to be able to activate them without any pain. Just the traditional stretch behind the head. We know that. And remember, when you are doing stretches that you're not moving and you're not actively moving, those are static stretches. Your warm-up should be a combination of dynamic and static stretching. That means you should have both stretches that are standing still and stretches that require you to have some movement. For example, jogging around the gym, that's a dynamic stretch. Putting your arm across your chest, that's a static stretch. You want to make sure to have a combination of both of those types of stretches so that way you are actively warming up your body before a game. I've recently implemented this finger stretch into my routine because I want to make sure that my wrists are activated. It takes one time for me to block somebody's ball and some crazy stuff happen. So wrist activation is by putting my wrist downward and holding it until I feel some resistance, and then repeating that by flipping it up. Now, lastly, this is one of my last stretches that I've been doing. It's just putting all those motions together and giving some arm circles and activating my arm and shaking it out. So if you have some stretches that you would like to include or you think will be helpful, please put it in the comments below. I hope you like this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.